ourselves what are our inspirations inside. Are we going for a right direction or not? This is the purpose of this panel, this is the purpose of this event, that we will like to interact with you. You will also participate, we will also participate. It's not going to be just a show or just a one-sided speech. And I'm sure that you're going to enjoy. And let's talk our heart. That's very important. Thank you.
You know, behind me saying, beta, you like it, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, maybe I would not have been here today. So then how radio started was again a mistake. You know, everything is kind of been a mistake in my media career. I got a call from the Times of India group and they told me, you DJ, you speak so well, why don't you join radio? So I said, fine, you know, but when are you guys starting? That was again in 94 February. So when they started off, I did the first ever live broadcast, I remember on the 26th of July, 1994, and that time all private FM stations had to broadcast from the All India Radio studios. And I'll just give you my experience of my first ever live broadcast. I walked into the studio, first time I walked into a radio studio on the 26th of July, 6:30 in the morning. I'm supposed to start off at 7 o'clock. There was this ace technical guy from Delhi. I said, what do I have to do? He said, yeah, slider utha ke bas, dam laga ke baat kar. So I said, fine. So 7 o'clock, the clock struck. I put up the slider and realized I have a heavy voice. So I said, good morning, Calcutta, something I said. And the voice was so powerful that the VU meters on the mixer went to the red. The entire transmitter tripped and I was off air for 1 minute. That's how I started my radio career. But it's the go-getting attitude we need to be there with, which makes us kind of go forward in life. And radio is something which is growing superbly on an average of 18 to 20% of listenership data every year. I'll give you another bit of statistics. 137 channels were auctioned off in the first phase of radio, 2000, 2001. 37 only became active and came on air. But trust me, the entire radio force in my station that time were all in the age of 18 to 25. I was the old man out there. All the rest were young crowd. And let me tell you girls, quite a few of you are here. That time my team comprised of 80% women working 24/7, all college students who had just finished. All of them were passionate about what they wanted to do. Today radio has gone leaps and bounds. Today radio has become live and real. Today radio has become interactive. Radio station doesn't mean a great RJ or having a great voice. Radio station means if you're in any field, from a PR, from a creative solutions, to a copywriter, to a producer, to a jock, okay, to finance, to accounts, to activations, to PR, to marketing, to brand, you've got an opportunity in radio station. And it's important. I got into it by mistake. Today you folks are lucky. In my days there was only you could become a doctor, you could become a CA, or you become a typical 3 or 4 career alternative.
Losing ground world over, but in China and India, these two countries where we see that especially leadership figure is growing. And the main reason behind this is we look into the English newspaper leadership, the figures aren't growing to that extent. But the main thrust in terms of leadership growth is coming from the language publications, especially the vernacular newspapers like Bengali newspapers, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada. One of the prime reason behind this, I believe, is you see, India is a very young country demographically, and more than 60% of our huge population belongs to the age group of say 15 and 35, out of which a large chunk is between 18 and 28. So that's a very kind of, that's an age where people tend to grow in all aspects of one's personality. So with growth comes aspiration. India is hugely aspirational because of its young population. So when you talk about aspiration, we are just not talking about the city dwellers. We are also talking about the population which lives in the rural and the semi-rural areas. And if you look into the various media reports and research papers which have been presented on and off, you'll find that one of the main reasons is that even a farmer's son or daughter today has got access to technologically driven media platforms like say satellite television or internet. FM radio reaches to so many places. So television, internet and mobile, which is mobile telecom platform, which is now net enabled. So this actually has given access to a huge number of youth who resides in rural and semi-rural areas. And when they're watching, reading and seeing what is happening around the world and in India, so intuitively their aspirational quotient, because it is high, they also tend to reach and maybe live those experiences which they are witnessing.